Goldberg released the rest of the text messages in that now infamous Signal chat. And we can all see that there were clearly war plans and it was clearly classified information. What did the kid say? If not war plans, then why war plan shape?
Use this, and this will tell you that I think it's good, right? So like that's a fist, American flag, fire. So I'll just, from now on, when we do things where like we agree, I'll just hold this up rather than giving like a really big long speech. So job well done, guys.
Would the gentleman yield?
Oh, sure, I'll yield.
But I'm not sure everybody recognizes the reference there. Would you explain where that comes from?
Yeah, so this is how when we're in like a chat with friends, right, where we're like having a casual chat about like where we're dropping missiles.
Are you talking about a public chat room?
Yeah, but like, and with friends, and we're just like, you know, hamming about who we're gonna bomb and all of that. But we agree, we fist American flag fire.
Arguably no one in the media who loves manufacturing and pushing hoaxes more than Jeffrey Goldberg. Goldberg is an anti-Trump hater. He is a registered Democrat. Goldberg's wife is also a registered Democrat and a big Democrat donor who used to work under who? Hillary Clinton.
Caroline, I don't think you understand the concept of irrefutable evidence. We got it all right here. You can read the whole fucking thing. You're like the serial cheater who got caught mid-thrust and then you're like, it's your fault somehow. Go fuck yourself. We all know what happened. It's in the fucking transcript. You can't just pretend it's a hoax because a hoax is malicious intent to deceive. There's no deception here. We have the evidence, and the only reason this is happening the way it's happening is because your boss has the fatal flaw of never being able to accept or admit that he was wrong. And you have a serious problem because even the majority of Republicans think that this was a major fuck up. And the average American thinks this is worse than the Hillary Clinton emails, which pretty much lost Hillary Clinton the 2016 election. So you can try to sit up there and gaslight us all with your hate-filled eyes, but you are caught red fucking handed.
Deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again. Nobody was texting war plans.
I published an article on Monday.
Yeah.
And withheld certain details.
Yeah.
You published more on Wednesday.
Right.
Why did you publish what you published?
Because of Tuesday. Because on Tuesday, the President of the United States said there's nothing classified or sensitive in the emails, in the texts, and because various other national security officials said the same thing. So what we did yesterday was, given that information, we went to the agencies, CIA, DOD, DNI, etc., and said, you guys have said there's nothing classified or dangerous in here. We're just double checking with you. Is there anything that you believe for national security reasons we should redact? The CIA asked us to redact something, and we did. No other agency asked. The White House spokeswoman gave us a kind of boring, generic kind of, we wish that you wouldn't do this, but you know, that there's nothing classified here. It shouldn't even go into that area. So the reason to post it is because I think people should see for themselves. They're saying nothing happened. I'm saying that this represents a serious breach in national security and communications. And so, you know what? That's what journalism is for. Here, go look at it for yourselves and decide if this represented a serious breach of secrecy and national security.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist. This is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does.
Then why was he on the war planning group chat? Why was he in the chat? This guy's an idiot and everyone hates him. You're the guys who put him in the chat. You did. He's a moron. Okay then, don't put him in the secret chat if he's a bad guy. Why is he in the chat?
Any security professional, military, government, or otherwise, would be fired on the spot for this type of conduct and criminally prosecuted for being so reckless with this kind of information. The fact that she wouldn't be held accountable for this, I think, blows the mind of anyone who's held our nation's secrets dear, who's had a top secret clearance like I have and others, who know that even one hiccup causes a problem, let alone a standard.
And they've all been the same. We have an amazing group. Our national security now is stronger than it's ever been. We have
Anybody else?
Should the defense secretary?
What country are you? Wait, what country are you from?
The UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country? I don't care about your fake news. Do you have a relevant question? Yeah, this is an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm an American, and I'd like to hear your answer to what she's asking.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies.
There was no classified information, as I understand it. They used a. They've made a big deal out of this because we've had 2 perfect months. The main thing was nothing happened. The attack was totally successful.
In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information.
I always say you have to learn from every experience.
Hillary's private email scandal, which put our classified information in the reach of our enemies, disqualifies her from the presidency.
This journalist, Mr. President, wants the world talking about more hoaxes and this kind of nonsense rather than the freedom that you're enabling. The president's national security advisor sent top secret emails on an unsecured server that we know our enemies were trying to access. He was sending back and forth freewheeling, and yet we see nothing there.
My communications, to be clear, in a Signal message group were entirely permissible and lawful and did not include classified information.
Well, this was a huge mistake, correct?
No.
Mishandling classified information is still a violation of the Espionage Act. It started with Hillary Clinton. It has continued without accountability.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
If there was anyone other than Hillary Clinton, they would be in jail right now. When you take something out of a skiff, if you're a senator, you know exactly what you're doing.
Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.